I put that note out. I had a plan on what I was going to do. It was just a matter of the exact timing. I wanted it to be right. So I knew the morning that I was going to do it, I knew who I was going to call. I knew exactly the steps I was going to take, and I knew who was going to find me. So when you get that deep and that dark, whenever you're alone, you cry because all you're left is with your thoughts. So the night I went to work, I was alone in my car. It was January 2013. And I went to Walmart. It was one of them January nights. It was just crazy cold. I mean, the wind was just howling. I want to guess it was well below zero. January's get average at 2 in the morning. It had to have been 10, 20 below zero. The wind was just gusting. Nobody was out. So I went and sat in the Walmart parking lot. And I remember listening to this song that I used to obsess with. Music is a gift from God, but it's the only thing that can connect your mind and your heart. Think about it. Why do you think they play sad music at the end of movies? Emotional music. Because it can stir up emotions. And this song that I was obsessed with, I literally would listen to it 8 hours a day on my headphones. I'll wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? That was how the hook went. And I was listening to that song. I would listen to that and work out to that and just like, okay. I literally would hear, people think I'm crazy. When I tell this in the world, I get kind of crazy looks, but I would literally hear demons talking to me while I'm listening to that music. Get it over with. Today's the day. I remember specifically hearing stuff like that. So I'm listening to this song at Walmart, right? This crazy winter night. Nobody's out. I'm going over this, and I just remember crying. I'm sitting at my steering wheel. I'm like sitting there. I'm just crying because I always cried to myself when I'm alone, and tears are just dropping out of my eyes. And I remember just like it was weird because I'm just counting the tears. It's like boom, boom, boom. I can see them hitting my pants. And it's like the pools are just 2 different pools on either leg. And I'm just obsessing over how I'm going to go through with this. And all of a sudden I see this lady. She comes out of Walmart. And it was so bizarre because she goes to a car and I'm looking at her like, why are you out here? She walks to a car and she has long dark hair. And like in the black hood, her hair looked just like yours. But her hair was this way because that's how much the wind was blowing. It was so distinct to me. Her hair is sideways as she's walking. And I'm like, what are you doing? So she walks to a car, and then, of course, she sees there's a squad car sitting there. And I instantly get enraged. I don't want to be bothered right now. I'm crying to myself. And sure enough, here she comes. And so I got to wipe my tears away, enraged. And she walks up to my window. And I didn't even have the courtesy to even roll it down, although I rolled it down just a few inches. And I look up, and before I can even say anything, she just reaches her hand in the car. And she hands me something, so I take it. And she said, you need this. And she walked away and didn't say anything else. And I looked, and what she had handed me was a little red cross. And it took me so long to tell the story because I thought people would think I'm nuts. But I knew that was just God. God showed up at the most unlikely time, and I knew he existed somewhere. I looked at that cross, and I just screamed out. I screamed out in my car. It's like, God, you're here somewhere. I'm going to die. Can you do something? And I never felt something so surreal to me. All of a sudden, I felt this peace in that car, and it was just a moment that in my life that I will never forget, and it changed like everything. I don't know if it was audible or it was just in my head. But I heard Jesus. It shakes me up every time I say this, but he knows everything that I've did in my life. All of the carnage that I left, all the women that I've been through, all of the destruction that I caused. He knew every bit of it. Like he was there, seeing everything that I did. And he said, stop what you're doing. I'll forgive you. And follow me. And that is stuck in my head forever. I will never forget that moment in my life. And I just broke down. I just sobbed and sat in that car. I remember driving around the corner and I hid. I don't remember taking any calls that night. I got on the phone with my sister the next day. I knew she worked at a church. I had no idea who the pastor was. I had never met him. And I just said, you got a pastor in there. I need real help. Can you set up a meeting? So she got me in there the next day.